Good afternoon, my friend. Good afternoon, grade 7. Today we'll start revision over a new lesson. This lesson is talking about the area of the circle. Yesterday we talking about the circumference of the circle, and we said that the circumference is equal maybe pi times d, or 2 by r. So the circumference is equal pi times d or 2 by r. And we said that yesterday the circumference means what? If we look into this, the circumference means the length of the frame of the circle. The length of the frame of the circle. So if you need to find the length of the frame of the circle, you need to find that by this way, 2 by r. Again, what is 2 by r? 2 by r here means the length of the frame of the circle. This frame is equal what? This frame is equal what? 2 by r. 2 times pi times r. 2 times pi times r. So 2 by r here means 2 times pi times r. 2 times 22/7 times r here is equal 31.5. Okay, so I have the circumference is equal to by r. Or pi times d if I have a diameter. But here in the area, we have one rule only. We have one rule only. So if I need to find the area, my friend, the area of the circle, I will find this by one rule. By r squared. The area of the circle is by r squared. And we can put by here by 3.14 or 22/7. By here, I can put that by 3.14 or 22/7. Okay? So we will use 3.14 or 22/7 for the value of pi. If it gives me pi is equal 6, pi here is equal 6. What we do in this case, if we have the diameter is equal 6. Firstly, I will divide the diameter over 2. I will divide this diameter over 2. If he gives me the diameter is equal 6, so the diameter is equal 6. So I will divide this one is divided by 2. So the radius is equal diameter divided by 2. 6 divided by 2. 6 divided by 2 here is equal 3. So 6 divided by 2 is equal 3. Again, 6 divided by 2 is equal 3. So the radius here is 3. What we do after that to find the area? We will substitute in the rule. By r squared. By here is equal what? By here, my friend, is equal 3.14 or 22/7. We will use it all the time by this way. 3.14 or 22/7, my friend. 3.14 or 22/7. So you can substitute with 3, okay, in the rule. And by here, I will put that by 3.14. When I use 22/7, if I have a number, this number is what? This number is divisible by 7. So look with me, my friend. What we will do now, we will do that. I will use this rule. Be with me, please. I will write the area by r squared. What is by? By here is equal fraction. We will put fraction, this fraction. And we'll write 22/7. Okay, if we have number divisible by 7. Okay, and you can see this one in the first number is 3.14 like this. Okay, or we can write directly 3.14. This is the pi value. Okay, so the value of pi here is 3.14, my friend. After that, we will remove r and put the value 6 divided by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So the length of this one is 3 squared. 3 squared. Length here is equal 3 squared. So 3.14 times 3 squared, it equals 28.26. Because here 26, 6 here is greater than 5. So I can cancel this 6 and add 1 to 2. So it equals 28.3. So the result in this case is 28.3. If you need the area here, I need here to find the area of the circle. What is the area of the circle? The area of the circle is that 6, I will divide it firstly by 2. I will divide it 6/2. 6 here divided by 2. 6 divided by 2 is equal 3. 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 I will make 3.14 this number. I will make 3.14 times this number. So it equals what again? 3.14 times this number. It equals what? Look with me. 3.14 times this number. So it equals this 3.14 times 9. 3.14 times 9. 3.14 times 3 squared. It means 9. It gives me this answer, 28.26. Because 6 here is greater than 5. 6 here is greater than 5. I can add 1 to the answer, 2. So it gives me 28.3. Another example. If he gives me the radius is equal to, I have the radius in the example number 2. I have the radius is equal to. What we do in this case? Look with me, my friend. If you have the radius is equal to, I will use by here by 3.14, and r here is equal to 3.14, and r here is equal to. So we'll write 3.14 times the radius is what times this number is 2 yards. And this 2 I will make squared. 2 here is squared. 2 squared, it means 2 times 2. So every number multiplied by itself, not by 2. Number squared, it means I will multiply the number by itself, not by 2. 2 power 2 here, it means 2 times 2. So the result is 12.56. 12 point what? 12.56. So the result in this case is 12.56. Okay? The other example. Number 3. We have here what? If we have the radius is 1. If we have the radius is 1. So we will need to calculate the area of the circle. So we'll write 3.14, my friend. 3.14. This is the value of pi. I can put that by 22/7, yes. But the perfect here is will be 3.14 times 1 squared. 1 squared, it means 1 by itself. 1 by itself, it means 1 by 1. 1 by itself gives me 1 by 1. So 3.14 times 1 squared, it means 1 by 1. It gives me 3.14. So the result in this case is equal 3.14. The result in this case is equal 3.14 times 1 squared, it will be 1. So it equals 3.14 times 1. The other example, if he gives me 14.5, 14.5, how I can find the area of the circle in this case? 14.5 is the radius. 14.5 is the radius. Okay, in example number 4. So I will use the rule 3.14. This is the circumference of the circle. No, this is the area. The area is 3.14 times r squared. 3.14 times r squared. So 3.14 times r here is equal 14.5. 14.5. And this number is squared. So 3.14 times 14.5 squared. What we have in this case is equal 660.185. 660.185. The result by this way. 660.185, my friend. Here 8 is greater than 5. 8 here is greater than 5. So what we'll do? We will cancel 8 and add 1 to the next number. So I cancel 8 and add 1. It gives me 660.2. 660.2. Okay? If we go to example number 5, what we do in example number 5 here? In example number 5, my friend, I need the area, but I have the diameter. Firstly, I will divide it 21/2. Because I have diameter, I will divide this one over 2. Divide it 21/2, my friend. So we will divide it 21/2. So 21 divided by 2 equals what? 11. No, it equals 10.5. The result here is 10.5, as you see here. After that, I will take this number and make it squared. So by 3.14, my friend, 3.14 times 10.5 squared. 10.5 squared. So 3.14 times 10.5 squared. Again, the area of the circle equal by r squared. By r power 2. By r squared. the area of circle equal by r squared, or by r power 2. So 346.185, this is the result. If I need to make approximation, rounding off, I need to make approximation or rounding off for this number. So what we do? Here 8 is greater than 5. So we'll cancel this 8 and add 1. So the result is 346.2. 346.2. The result here is 346.2. The next example is 17. If I have the diameter is 17. So what is the diameter here? The diameter here is 17. I will divide this 17 over 2. So we'll divide this 17, like you see, divided by 2. 17 divided by 2, it equals 8.5. 17 divided by 2 is equal 8.5. After that, I need the area of the circle. The area of the circle is 8.5 squared times 3.14. So 3.14 times 8.5 squared. 3.14 times 8.5 squared. So the result here is equal to 226.865. 226.865. This is the result. So the result here is equal to 226.865. This is the result of the circle. Okay? So the area of the circle is equal by r squared. The area of the circle is equal by r squared. What is r? R here is equal the half of the diameter. So if you have the diameter, you must divide this number over 2. Okay? If we go to example number 7, he gives me the radius is equal 8. The radius of the circle, the radius, it means the line segment joining between the center and this point over the circle. This is called by the radius, and this is called by the radius. But this all is called by the diameter. So that all is called by the diameter. If you have the radius is 8. If you have the radius is 8. So the radius here is 8. The area is equal by r squared, by r squared. So by here is equal 3.14 times r. R here is equal what? R here is equal 8. 8 squared times 8 squared. So the result here is equal to 100.96. 200.96. So the result in this case is equal to 100.96. 6 here is greater than 5. So if I need to cancel this, if I need to cancel this 6 and add 1 to 9, so this one is equal 10, 0 and carry over 1. So the result here is equal to 201. The result in this case is equal to 101. Okay, my friend? If we go to the example number 8, if the diameter is 5, if the diameter here is 5, can you solve that alone? Yes. Firstly, I don't need the diameter. So divided this one over 2. 5 divided by 2, my friend, is equal what? I will make 5 here. 5 divided by 2. Excellent. It equals 2.5. So 5 divided by 2 here is equal 2.5. 5 divided by 2 is equal 2.5. After that, what will make? We will use the rule by r squared. 3.14 times 2.5 squared. So we'll use 3.14 times 2.5 squared. 2.5 squared. So the result in this case is equal 19.625. 19.625. What is 625 here? 2 here is less than 5. So we'll cancel this 2 and write the number as it is. So it's equal 19.6. 19.6. So the result in this case is 19.6. The next example, if I have the radius is equal what? He gives me the radius is equal 24. The radius is equal 24. How can I find the area in this case? Look, I will use the area is equal by r squared. 3.14 times r here is equal 24. 24 squared. So 3.14 times 24 squared. So 3.14 times 2.4 times 24 squared. So I will multiply that together. It gives me 1,808.64. 1,808.64. 4 here is less than 5. 4 here is less than 5, so we will cancel this 4 and write 6 alone. 1,808.6. 1,808.6. This is the result. So the result in this case, 1,808.6. 4 here is less than 5, so we don't write this number. So if I have the diameter, I must divide this number over 2. If I have the diameter, I must divide this number over 2. If you have the radius, you can solve directly. Here, I need you now to solve number 10 and 11 alone. And after that, we'll check the answer. I will give you 2 minutes. Write the answer in the chat box. Take care, he gives me the diameter. Excellent, excellent. I have that. 2.3 is the diameter, so I will divide it. 2.3 divided by 2. 2.3 divided by 2 is equal 1.15. 2.3 divided by 2 is equal 1.15. After that, I will squaring this number. I will make squaring for this number, 1.15. So I will write 3.14 times what? Times 1.15, 1.15 squared. Put squared here. So 3.14 times 1.15 squared. 3.14 times 1.15 squared. So the result is equal 4.15, it means 4.2. So the result here is equal 4.15 or 4.2. The next example, number 11. If he gives me that 82 is the diameter. The diameter here is 82. If he gives me the diameter, divided by 2 directly. You listen to the word diameter divided by 2. So if he gives me the length of the diameter is equal 82. 82. So I must divide this one 82 divided by 2. 82 divided by 2, it equals 41. 82 divided by 2, it equals 41. So the result in this case is equal 41. The result in this case is equal 41. After we got the result here, what we do? I will make this number squaring. So we will use 3.14, 3.14 times this number. This number is 41. 41 squared. 41 squared. So 5,278.34. 5,278.34. 4 here is less than 5. 4 here is less than 5. So we'll cancel this 4 and write 3 only. So 5,278.3. This is the result. This is the result. Okay? The result. 5,278.34, and because 4 here is less than 5, we'll cancel that and write the number as it is. The next example, if he gives me number 12, the radius. So I don't divide it. I use the number as it is. If you have the radius is 68. 68. I use the number as it is. So I use 3.14 times what? 68 squared. 68 squared. So if I use this number by this way, 3.14 times 68 squared, the result in this case is equal what? The result in this case, my friend, is equal that 14,519.36. Again, the number of the area, if I have the radius, is equal 68. This one is equal 14,519.36. Okay, so this is the method to find the area of the circle. The rule is pi r squared. Okay, I need you now to take 3 minutes to solving number 13 and 14. Take care. In number 13, we have the radius. In number 14, we have the diameter. If we have the radius, we take the number as it is. If we have the diameter, so we must divide it by 2. You must divide this one over 2. So if we have the radius is like this, excellent, 9.8, I will do what? I will use the number as it is. So we will use 9.8 and make it squared times by 3.40. 3.40. So it equals 301.5656. And because 6 is greater than 5, I add 1 to 5. So it equals 301.6. So the result of the area in this case is equal 301.6. Why? Because 5 here, add 1 to that, it equals 301.6. We use this rule, 9.8 what squared? 9.8 squared times 3.40. In the other example, if you have the diameter is equal 25.6. 25.6, this is the diameter. The diameter here is 25.6. I will divide this number over 2. I will divide this number over 2. It equals 12.8. So if you have the diameter is equal 25.6, the diameter here is 25.6, and you will divide this number over 2. It equals 12.8. 12.8. So if you have the radius is equal 12.8, what we do after that? We find the area by this way, by r squared. By here is equal 3.14 times what? 12.8 squared. 12.8 squared. Like this. So you can see this number, the answer now is 514.45. Here 5 is greater than 5 or equal. So we'll cancel this 5 and add 1 to 4. So the answer here is 514.5. Thank you, grade 7, for your time. I hope that you enjoy your time in Ramadan by praying and reading Quran. Thank you for your time. See you next time, next week, inshallah. Don't forget to pray on time and read Quran. Thank you. Bye-bye. See you soon.